The U.S. Administration on Aging defines elder abuse as any knowing, intentional, or negligent act by a caregiver or any other person that causes harm or a serious risk of harm to a vulnerable adult. Let's go through some types of abuse with examples. Physical abuse is the intentional use of physical force that results in illness, injury, pain, impaired function, distress, or death. An example would be choking or hitting a client. Financial abuse includes two categories. Exploitation is misusing a person's money, property, or assets. For example, forging a client's signature. Misappropriation is the illegal, dishonest, unfair, or wrongful use of a person's money, property, or assets for one's own use. For example, taking money from a client. Abandonment is leaving a vulnerable adult alone, such as a caregiver leaving a shift early without notice. Neglect is the failure of a caregiver or responsible person to protect a vulnerable person from harm or provide food, water, clothing, shelter, health care, and other activities of daily living to a vulnerable person. An example would be leaving the client sitting in urine or feces. Sexual abuse is forced or unwanted sexual interactions of any kind. Remember, as a caregiver, you are never allowed to have any kind of romantic or sexual interactions with a client. Emotional abuse is verbal or nonverbal behavior that causes mental pain, anguish, fear, or distress, such as yelling or threatening. A few possible signs of abuse include frequent, unusual injuries, lack of hygiene and safe living conditions, and emotional problems. All clients at Village Caregiving are considered vulnerable, meaning they are more at risk of being abused due to their decreased ability to care for and protect themselves. As a home care provider, you are considered a mandatory reporter. This means federal and state laws require you to report any suspected abuse.